What is up, beautiful human? I was just noticing how red my nose is. I look like Rudolph. It's so cold in here. Side tangent, real quick. If you feel like your air quality might be bad, get an air purifier and then see what it says. I found out that this is funny. It feels like a beginning to like an infomercial before they sell you a product. But I found out that my cleaner cell for the furnace was beyond filthy and it was missing one of the filters. So I'm working on fixing that. But for right now, I'm just cold. So no product to sell you on that. So I didn't really have anything planned for today. Also, I don't know where to clip this. I might hold it. It's kind of like up there in my neck. I'm wearing so many layers right now. But I feel like being a YouTuber is a weird thing because, from where I sit, I do want to be more consistent. It's not that I don't want to be consistent. I wish I was more consistent, but I also don't want to say things for the sake of saying them. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird balance, and I also don't want to produce anything that feels forced or isn't genuine. So I find myself a lot of times lately just not saying anything, or I had that period where I was recording videos and just not posting. Not really doing that. Oh, I will also say, if you're interested in following along more on the protein bar saga, really cool things are happening there. I do need to make an update video, but I'm going to do it on a separate channel that I'll link in the description just because I'm going to go in depth with some things. It's going to be a completely different kind of focus. It's going to be more about business, overcoming hurdles, kind of watching me do something in real time. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out. I posted a video, I think like 6 or 7 days ago, just doing a summary of what the channel will be about. So if you're interested, feel free to check that out. Again, no obligations. Please don't feel like, you need to, or even be here for that matter. Obviously, you got free will. We all got free will. So it's interesting. I'm not going to go too into it, but it's like a mindset you lock into. And I still have my Moldavite. I'm just not wearing it in this moment. I also got another piece of Moldavite. And it could be the Moldavite, but it's more about the intention we put behind things. And this is just like reminding me of this power, this thing we have in us, because truth is, whenever we have fear with anything, it's a weird thing to come across, especially if you have something that has just always been like this block for you. It's like as soon as you get to the other side, you see how small it was, and you're like, how did that stop me? What like what was going on? And you can't really say anything. You just know it was fear that was running rampant, that spiraled out of control. Or maybe you had shame and you didn't want to feel into how fearful it was. So your mind created a story of why you shouldn't do that thing anyways. And it's like, I think getting a grip will change your life. Getting a grip will change your life. Because it's like, what is fear even doing? Why? And I don't even necessarily want to psychoanalyze it, but what I'll say briefly, and then we'll just like birdwalk to see what this video will be. But what I've noticed is like, you get this moment where fear comes up, right? It's the same pattern. You know it, you feel it. And even if it's a pattern, you feel like the weight of it is just like huge, right? It's like, oh my gosh, we're here again, this place I never get over. And then you never get over it, right? And it becomes this thing, and maybe you spiral into like self-destruction. That can happen, especially if you're shameful of these things that you wish you could just overcome, and it seems so small, and you're like, why can't I do it? It makes you feel like nothing, especially when you don't overcome it. But when you finally figure out, or it's finally your time, or finally you're safe enough, or finally you have enough love and compassion in yourself, or finally you're reparenting yourself in this moment, or whatever it is, you get over that and you're like, whoa. It really opens up a lens of compassion. It feels like in my eyes right now, in my nose, it feels like I want to cry. It's really powerful, I feel like I've met so many people in my life that have fears. So my hair is a little messy. I feel like we all have fears of something something, right? And a lot of them are just like this one that I'm so grateful, guys. Like basically, I'm so disciplined, and I'm like, okay, if I'm fearful today and I only took one action towards whatever I'm trying to do, which for me is just getting this business off the ground to see if I can even just go, Melissa. But it's I just lost my train of thought. Do do insert that music. The do 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 do. Yeah, it feels like the small thing. I forgot what I was saying. Wow, that's so funny. But I think I was just going on a tangent. But basically, you know, when you finally overcome it, you're like, okay, what I was saying about discipline. Yeah. So instead of being like, you know, okay, I'm just not going to do it. And what ends up happening for me is like, I reach this moment that's like fearful, scary, that I haven't ever passed before. All I want to do is pass this thing. Like, that's all I want to do. I don't even care what happens next. I just want to get over this fear that has stopped me 1,000 times before, or however many times, right? And it's not that that doesn't exist. It's just that you approach it differently when you're ready, or when your time comes, or when you're, you know, when things are aligned, right? You just approach it differently. You're like, yeah, I have fear. I'm scared. I want to curl up in a ball and cry for whatever reason. Like, don't even judge yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Just be there for yourself, you know? Be like, yeah, this is scary. You have this fear, which we can't figure out. We're not going to analyze it anymore. We're just going to get over it. You know, it's like you're reparenting yourself. It's like you take the hand of the little you that's scared in there, that just like, you're like, we're doing it. You do it. And yeah, so basically I've locked into this mindset that these moments of fear are going to come up. But honestly, I feel like I'm already past the thing that has been my like Achilles heel, which is like thinking things to death, thinking of like a really good idea, analyzing it all, looking at profit, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can check it out. Anyways, I just feel good lately because I'm being courageous, and I think I'm doing what I need to be doing. I also find if I don't do this now, I'm literally just going to loop on it. Like, I've seen enough in life to say that if we don't figure it out now, we figure it out, it comes up again. It'll come up in 2 years. It'll come up in another scenario. So it's like you don't progress if you don't handle it now. So I guess what I'm recognizing right now, from like a really loving perspective of getting over something, which if I got over it 10 years ago when it first started and it seemed so small, that I would just be in a different place, right? If I just had more courage. And courage is an interesting thing, you know? I'm in a moment where I get to like look at it and watch it and see it do its thing. And it's empowering. You know, I feel like a lot of us get depressed because life isn't what we know we're capable of or what we want and desire. And so there's always this mismatch and we're so depressed. But the energy you get from being courageous, literally, like, there's no room for depression. You know, there's no room. Yeah, you can get sad and stuff, but when you're living courageously in your truth, in your knowing, in whatever, or you're just facing your fears, it's a whole different energy. Like, it makes sense why the opposite of that would be depression. You know, you're not facing your fears. You're just like succumbing to all the fear. Because I think basically everything boils down to fear and love. And I've said this a lot. I'll say it again. This will probably be the, you know what? I don't even know. I'm just getting silly. But, you know, love is expansive. So I think courage is love as well. It's, you know, because it's something in us, right? It's us like looking at the fear and being like, okay, I see you. So you're trying to protect me, but you're not really helping me. And I've been looping here for a while. And no offense, but you're not, I don't want it, you know? I don't want your input anymore. I want to hear what courage has to say. What does courage have to say? Courage, come on up. What you got going on? Courage is like, if you only knew how small this impasse was, if that's the right word I'm looking for, if you only knew how small this thing is and how small I am, because you haven't been feeding me, you've been feeding fear. And since you've been feeding fear, fear's gotten so big, so outrageous, so loud. Why don't you feed me for a little? I'll show you how I can roar. I'll show you the lion I can become. Boom, baby. That was cool. That just came out of nowhere. But that basically sums it up. We're feeding fear or we're feeding love, and I wouldn't shame yourself for where you're at. But it's really that simple. And at the end of the day, it really is just a choice and a decision. And somehow, somewhere, you gotta burn that fire within yourself that you're worthy, that you're deserving, that you're all of it, you know? Because really it is just a bit of self-doubt that you've been feeding for a long time, so now it's become this monster. You know, you get to conquer the monsters. How cool. What a journey. Wow. Thanks, life. 10-10. Do it again. All right, everybody. I'm trying to keep an eye because I have to delete some things on my phone here, but that's all I got for today. Thanks for hanging out again. If you're interested in following the saga, it's going to be cool, kind of nerdy, kind of fun. You know, just follow along or don't. It's whatever. I'm mostly doing it to help keep me accountable. I also think it'll be cool to look back on as a thing, you know, be like, wow, that was me in the journey. Not like when it's already done, but like, wow, look, she's doing it. She's doing it. So I owe it to myself. I want that for myself. And I want for you to have a beautiful day, a day full of whatever is meant for you, as beautiful and maybe flat as that sounds. It is what it is. And I hope you can do something nice for yourself today. I guess another thing I always echo is compassion will change your life. And it will. And you just got to plant the seeds, and you got to get started now, because those trees will take a long time to grow into something really fruitful. Damn, I'm on banners today. All right, bye, guys. Oh, wait, do I have another second? Okay, I was trying to go really quick because of the thing. I'll see you when I see you. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, take care.